Ladies and gentlemen, there are moments in life when we just don't feel like doing anything. When the bed feels like the safest place, when the couch beckons us for just one more episode, or when that sense of exhaustion makes it seem impossible to get anything done. In those moments, we face a simple but powerful choice. Do we give in to the comfort of inaction, or do we rise above it and push ourselves to work, even when we don't feel like it? Now, let me be clear. I'm not talking about working endlessly, ignoring your body's need for rest or recovery, but I am talking about those times when you can work, but you choose not to, because it's easier to fall into the temptation of laziness. You see, the key to success in any area of life, whether in business, health, relationships, or personal development, isn't about waiting for motivation to strike. No, it's about cultivating the discipline to push forward when it feels hard. It's about doing the work even when your feelings are telling you to stop. Think about it. Every successful person, every person who's ever achieved something meaningful has faced those days when they just didn't feel like it. But they did it anyway. They made the decision to work regardless of how they felt. And that decision, over time, compounds. It leads to progress. It leads to growth. If you want success, you need to build the muscle of discipline. Discipline is the ability to act in the face of discomfort. It's the ability to push yourself to do the things you know you should be doing, even when your feelings are screaming at you to do the opposite. Success isn't a product of feeling good all the time. Success is a product of showing up day in and day out, even when the mood isn't right. It's about making that commitment to yourself and your goals, and then holding yourself accountable to it. So the next time you feel like slacking off, remember, motivation will not always come when you need it, but discipline will always be there, ready to serve you, if you choose to call upon it. Motivation is fleeting. The secret to long-term success is discipline. Discipline is the ability to show up and do the work even when you don't feel like it. Even when you're not feeling it, do something small. Even a little bit of progress is better than none at all. The act of starting is often what gets the momentum going. Success comes from consistency. When you make a habit of working despite how you feel, you're conditioning your mind and body to push through barriers, making it easier each time. The world doesn't care whether you're motivated or not. It's your responsibility to do the work regardless of your mood. The work is waiting for you. There's always a tempting voice telling you to quit or take a break. Resist that voice. It's leading you toward mediocrity, not greatness. Push forward, even when it's tough. Just like any muscle, mental toughness grows with exercise. The more you push through difficult moments, the stronger you get. The tough times are where you grow. It's the work you do when you don't feel like it that compounds and leads to massive results over time. The small, consistent actions add up and create extraordinary outcomes. Comfort is the enemy of progress. The discomfort you feel when you don't want to work is a signal that growth is on the other side of that resistance. Embrace it. Step into the challenge. Let me tell you something about discipline. Discipline is the true foundation of success, and here's why. Motivation is like a wave that comes and goes. Some days you'll wake up feeling fired up, ready to tackle the world, but other days you won't. And if you rely solely on motivation, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Motivation is great when it shows up, but it's fleeting. It can't be counted on. Now, discipline is the muscle that works even when motivation is nowhere to be found. It's the choice to keep going even when the excitement fades. It's the strength to do what needs to be done regardless of how you feel. You see, discipline is what gets you out of bed when the alarm rings early, even when you'd rather sleep in. It's the commitment to do the work day after day, even when the world feels like it's pushing you in the opposite direction. When you operate with discipline, you make decisions based on your values and goals, not on the whims of how you feel at any given moment. It's about setting a standard for yourself and living by it, whether you feel like it or not. And when you do that, when you consistently show up and put in the effort, no matter the external circumstances or your inner resistance, that's when the real magic happens. Discipline doesn't depend on a mood. It's consistent, unwavering, and powerful. It becomes the steady hand that guides you toward your goals, even when the road gets tough. And let me tell you this, When you learn to rely on discipline instead of motivation, you take control of your future. Motivation will come and go, but discipline is a daily choice that brings you closer to the life you want to build. So don't wait for motivation to kick in. Don't sit around hoping you'll feel inspired. Choose discipline. Choose to do the work even when you don't feel like it. And you'll see that success isn't about waiting for the right moment. It's about creating the right moment with your own actions. That's the true power of discipline. Let me tell you something important. The journey to success isn't made up of giant leaps, but small, consistent actions. So many people get overwhelmed by the idea of accomplishing something big, and they end up frozen by the enormity of the task. But here's the truth. Small actions repeated over time compound into something far greater than you ever imagined. It's easy to look at a goal and think, I'll never get there. Maybe you want to build a business, get in shape, or learn a new skill. That's a big mountain, right? But the thing is, every mountain is climbed one step at a time. And if you can commit to taking just one small step every single day, those steps add up. They build momentum. They create progress. The problem is most people want the instant result. They want the big win right now. But true progress is built on the daily actions that seem insignificant at first. You won't always see the immediate rewards, but trust me, the results come, just not on your timeline. Success, real success, comes from consistency, not from the big flashy moments. It's the small things you do when no one is watching, the things you do when it feels like it's not making a difference. That's where the power lies. The trick is to focus on what you can do today, not what's out of reach in the future. Can you take one step forward? Can you make one phone call? Can you spend 10 minutes on your craft today? That's where your focus needs to be. And let me tell you, over time, that small effort compounds. Those 10 minutes turn into hours. Those small wins turn into bigger accomplishments. And the little steps start building momentum. Think about it. What's a 1% improvement every day? That's 365% improvement by the end of the year. Small actions, repeated daily, will not only get you closer to your goal, they'll get you there. And when you look back, you'll see that the power was never in the grand gestures. It was always in the small actions, repeated with discipline and commitment, that made all the difference. So don't discount the small actions. Don't dismiss the little steps you're taking now. They are the building blocks of your future. Trust in them. Keep moving even when it feels slow, and watch how those small actions stack up over time. If you want to see real success, you need to understand the power of building habits. The secret to achieving anything great in life lies not in what you do once in a while, but in what you do consistently. Success isn't a random event. It's the result of consistent actions day in and day out. And how do you make sure those actions become second nature? You build habits. Think about it. If you want to get fit, you don't just work out once and expect to see results. No, it's the habit of working out day after day that builds strength and endurance. If you want to become successful in your career, it's the habit of showing up on time, delivering quality work, and constantly learning that moves you forward. It's not about sporadic bursts of energy or sudden inspiration. It's about creating a rhythm, a daily routine that you can rely on. The power of habits is in their consistency. When you create good habits, you don't have to think about them. They become automatic. You don't have to force yourself to do them because they are already ingrained in your daily routine. And the more you practice those habits, the stronger they become, until they're woven into the very fabric of who you are. But it's important to realize that habits take time to form. They don't happen overnight. In the beginning, it may feel like you're forcing yourself, like you're not seeing any results. But that's the moment where most people give up. They expect quick results. But success is built over time, and the habits you create today are what will carry you through those tough days when motivation is nowhere to be found. Building a habit takes discipline, but more importantly, it takes patience. It's about doing the small things every day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about showing up, being consistent, and trusting the process. Eventually, those small actions will compound, and one day you'll look back and realize that those simple habits were the foundation of your success. So, if you want to change your life, change your habits. Start small, but start now. The best time to build a habit is today, and the results will follow. It might not feel glamorous at first, but the rewards are waiting for you just around the corner. Stick to the process and let your habits do the work for you. Let me tell you something you need to hear. Success doesn't wait for you to feel good. It doesn't wait for the perfect moment or when all the stars align. It's not sitting around hoping that one day you'll magically be in the right mood to chase your dreams. No, success is out there, moving forward, and it's up to you to decide whether or not you'll keep up with it. There's a common misconception that success is something that happens when everything feels right. We think, I'll work harder when I'm in a better mood, or I'll go after that goal when I feel more confident. But here's the truth. Those days when you're not feeling 100%, those are the days that matter the most. It's easy to show up when you're motivated and everything is going smoothly, but when you don't feel like it, that's when success is truly earned. If you wait for the right mood to come along, you'll be waiting forever. The key to success isn't about feeling great all the time. It's about showing up even when you don't feel like it. You don't have to be motivated every single day. What you need is discipline, the ability to do the work even when your feelings are telling you to take a break. Success doesn't wait for your emotions to catch up to your goals. It moves forward whether you're ready or not. You see, if you only work when you feel like it, you'll only make progress during the good times. But what about the tough times? What about the days when everything feels like a struggle? That's when success is really up for grabs. Those are the days that separate the ones who just want success from those who are willing to do what it takes to get it. Think about it this way. If you want something badly enough, you can't afford to wait around for motivation. Motivation is unpredictable. But discipline? Discipline is a choice. And it's the only thing that will carry you through the hard days. Success doesn't care if you're tired or if you've got doubts. It rewards the ones who keep pushing forward no matter how they feel. And the more often you push through, the stronger you become and the closer you get to your goals. So stop waiting for the perfect day, the perfect mood, or the perfect circumstances. Success doesn't care about any of that. What it cares about is whether you're willing to work, whether you're willing to take action even when you don't feel like it. If you're willing to show up anyway, then success will meet you there. But if you wait for everything to feel just right, you might be waiting for a long time. Here's something you need to understand. Life is full of temptations. And the biggest temptation of all, the one that keeps so many people from reaching their potential, is the temptation to quit. It's easy to throw in the towel when things get tough, when progress seems slow, or when obstacles stand in your way. But if you give in to that temptation, you're handing your future success over to circumstances instead of taking control. Let me tell you, there's always a reason to quit. Always. Life has a way of throwing challenges at you, testing your resolve and pushing you to your limits. And in those moments, the temptation to quit will seem louder than ever. You'll hear that little voice inside telling you that it's too hard, that you're not cut out for this, that you can just walk away and nobody will blame you. But here's the truth. If you give in to that voice, you'll never achieve what you're capable of. If you do that risk, you'll never achieve what you're capable of. It's the ones who refuse to quit, the ones who push through those tough moments, that are the ones who come out on the other side with success. Success isn't about avoiding failure or challenges, it's about overcoming them. The road to anything worth achieving is never smooth. There will always be setbacks, there will always be moments when you feel like you've hit a wall, and there will always be doubts. But the difference between those who succeed and those who fail is simple. The ones who succeed are the ones who refuse to quit, no matter how hard it gets. Think about it. Every successful person you admire has faced challenges, has been tempted to give up, has been knocked down. But what made them successful wasn't their ability to avoid obstacles. It was their ability to get back up after every fall, to keep going when the odds seemed stacked against them. They resisted the temptation to quit. And when you do that, when you keep pushing forward, you build something that no failure or setback can take away. Resilience. You develop a strength that makes you unstoppable. So, when the going gets tough, and it will, don't give in to the temptation to quit. Don't let that voice win. Understand that every challenge you face is an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to come out stronger. When you choose not to quit, you are building the character that will serve you far beyond this one moment. Every time you resist the temptation to quit, you're proving to yourself that you're capable of more than you thought, and that's how success is built. The road to success is not about avoiding challenges. It's about rising above them. And the only way to rise is to keep going when everything in you is telling you to stop. So, next time the temptation to quit knocks on your door, don't answer it. Keep moving forward. The only way to fail is to quit, and quitting is not an option. Let me tell you something crucial. Mental toughness is not something you're born with. It's a skill. It's something you can develop and strengthen over time. Just like building muscle in the gym, building mental toughness requires consistent effort and practice. And let me tell you, it's one of the most valuable skills you can acquire in life. Here's the thing about mental toughness. It's the ability to keep going when everything in you wants to quit. It's about staying focused on your goals when distractions and difficulties arise. It's about remaining calm under pressure, managing stress, and still making decisions that will move you forward. Life will throw curveballs at you. There's no avoiding it. And in those moments, it's not your talent, luck, or resources that will carry you through. It's your mental toughness. The good news is that mental toughness is something you can cultivate. It starts with your mindset. You've got to decide deep down that you won't let anything knock you off course. It's a decision to stand firm in the face of adversity and keep moving, even when the path gets hard. The more you put yourself in challenging situations, the more you practice staying strong and committed, the stronger your mental toughness becomes. Understand that mental toughness is built over time. It's not something that happens overnight, but something you develop through experience and perseverance. It's about learning to embrace discomfort, to stay disciplined even when the going gets tough, and to keep your eyes on the bigger picture when things don't go your way. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to build this skill, to prove to yourself that you are stronger than the obstacles in front of you. One of the most important aspects of mental toughness is how you handle failure. Because here's the truth. Failure isn't the end, it's part of the process. And how you respond to failure determines whether you have mental toughness. Do you let failure define you, or do you use it as fuel to keep going? Do you let a setback make you quit, or do you stand up and say, I'm not done yet? The most mentally tough people in the world aren't the ones who never fail. They're the ones who fail and get back up, again and again. The other piece of mental toughness is the ability to keep moving forward, even when things aren't perfect. Life isn't about waiting for the stars to align for all your circumstances to be ideal. It's about taking action even when the conditions aren't perfect. It's about pushing through discomfort and uncertainty and trusting that your actions will get you closer to where you want to go. The person who can do this, who can remain focused and consistent no matter the situation, is the one who builds true mental toughness. So remember, mental toughness isn't something you're born with. It's something you create. It's a skill, one that will serve you in every area of your life. The more you practice it, the stronger it becomes. And the stronger your mental toughness is, the more you'll be able to handle whatever life throws at you. Keep pushing, keep building that muscle, and you'll be amazed at what you can achieve. Let me share with you something that many people overlook. Success is not about instant gratification. It's about the long-term payoff. The rewards that come from doing the work consistently, day after day, even when you can't see immediate results. Most people want results fast. They want the big win now. But success doesn't work that way. It's built on the long game, the small actions, the hard decisions, and the commitment to keep moving forward even when the rewards aren't obvious in the moment. You've heard the phrase, Rome wasn't built in a day, right? Well, neither is success. It takes time. The key is to stay focused on the process, not the immediate outcome. People often get discouraged when they don't see instant results, but let me tell you, that's where the magic is. The magic happens when you're willing to keep putting in the work, even when it seems like nothing is changing. That's how the long-term payoff is created. Think about your goals. Whether it's building a career, improving your health, or creating wealth, the payoff doesn't happen overnight. It happens because of the consistent, disciplined effort you put in day after day, month after month, year after year. And let me tell you, the people who are successful aren't necessarily the ones with the most talent. They're the ones who are willing to stick with it when others quit. They understood that the real rewards come over time. They didn't let short-term setbacks or lack of immediate results derail them. The most successful people you know didn't get there because of one big break. They got there because they stayed committed to the long-term vision. They stayed focused on what they were building, even when they couldn't see the full picture. And that's where you need to focus too. Focus on the long-term payoff. Don't get distracted by the immediate results or the quick wins that promise instant satisfaction. Those are often short-lived and fleeting. What you want is lasting success, and that comes from the steady, consistent work you do over time. When you invest in the long-term payoff, you're playing the game of compounding. Small actions, when done consistently over time, compound into massive results. It's like planting seeds. You might not see the tree grow overnight, but if you keep watering it, taking care of it, and staying patient, eventually you'll have something that's strong, resilient, and fruitful. Understand this, everything worth having takes time. The path to success is not a sprint, it's a marathon. And if you're committed to the long-term payoff, you'll be building something far more valuable than any quick win could ever give you. Stay the course. Do the work even when the rewards aren't immediate, and trust that the results will come. The long-term payoff is what you're working for. It's what makes all the small efforts, the setbacks, and the challenges worth it. To prior breakthrough, you have to go beyond any level of perfection in order to move forward and see what's out there in the world. Keep your eyes on the prize and understand that the most powerful rewards in life are those that are earned over time through persistence and dedication. Let me tell you something that most people don't want to hear. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. If you're waiting for the perfect time, the perfect circumstances, or the perfect mood to make progress, you're going to be waiting a long time. The truth is, if you want to achieve anything meaningful, you're going to have to get comfortable with discomfort. The road to success is filled with challenges. There will be moments when things get tough, when you're tired, when you feel like you're not getting anywhere, and when you want to give up. And right then, when the discomfort is at its peak, that's when you need to push harder. Because the discomfort you're feeling is a sign that you're stretching beyond your limits. And that's exactly where growth happens. Here's what most people don't understand. Success isn't about avoiding discomfort. It's about embracing it. It's about understanding that every time you push through discomfort, you're becoming stronger, more resilient, and more capable of handling whatever comes next. Discomfort is not your enemy. It's your teacher. It's showing you where you need to grow, what you need to overcome, and how much more you're capable of. Think about the most successful people you know. I can guarantee you one thing. They didn't get where they are by staying comfortable. They got there by stepping into discomfort time and time again. They embraced the challenges, the failures, and the struggles, knowing that on the other side of that discomfort would be growth, improvement, and eventually success. They didn't let the discomfort stop them. They used it as fuel to keep going. The reality is, when you push through discomfort, you begin to expand your capacity. You begin to realize that you're capable of much more than you thought. And the more you embrace discomfort, the easier it becomes to face new challenges. You start to see discomfort not as something to avoid, but as a signal that you're on the right track, that you're growing, and that you're becoming the person you need to be to reach your goals. Comfort is easy, but comfort doesn't lead to success. Success is earned in the trenches through the moments of discomfort. When you feel like quitting, but you keep going anyway. The secret to success is to get comfortable being uncomfortable, to learn to push through when everything inside you is telling you to stop. And when you do that, you'll find that discomfort is no longer something you fear, it's something you seek out, because you know that on the other side of it is the growth and success you've been working for. So stop running from discomfort. Lean into it. Embrace it. It's a necessary part of the journey, and it's one of the greatest tools you have to reach the next level of your life. Every time you face discomfort and push through, you're becoming a stronger, more capable version of yourself. And that's how you reach the life you've always wanted. Remember, it's not the easy moments that define your success. It's the moments when you choose to push through. So force yourself to work, not because it feels good, but because you know it's what you need to do to reach your potential. Thank you.